Hey guys, Skill Legend here today, and I want to make a quick video about two major things. And one is the storyboard that we saw that was from Ohasuta, the Japanese TV show. Basically, it's like the Good Morning America of Japan, and it's more for kids. But anyways, I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to talk about something else that has to do with the writing team specifically, but I'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit. Anyways, so they showed the they basically showed the storyboard for the first episode. They opened a random page and they took a screenshot of it, and there's a picture that I will not deny does look like Serena. But here's the thing, I don't think it is Serena, and I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm sorry if you guys think it is. I'm sorry if you guys want it to be her, but I don't think it is. Um, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I would really love to see Serena in the anime again, but I don't think that's her. Just because, one, the context of the episode has the first episode where he kind of just is exploring the Alola region and doing other things. It just really doesn't make sense unless, Serena went on the vacation with them, but they have had no context of her doing that, or unless it's a flashback, which would be nice for continuity's sake, but at the same time, it just doesn't seem plausible because in most flashbacks they have some kind of texts or speaking roles, I guess I should say, and we know that Serena's voice actor is not in the first episode voice list unless they're for some reason hiding that to not get fans' hopes up or something. But excuse me. But here's the thing. I honestly really don't want it to be Serena either, unless it is one of those flashback moments. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, what? You say you're an Amor shipper and you don't want Serena back in the first episode. And yeah, it's not because I don't want her to be back in the first episode, but it doesn't make sense for her to be back in the first episode. Even if there is some kind of time skip, whether, Ash spent a month in Kanto, excuse me, by him with his mom, and then one day Mr. Mime won the lottery, which is what the whole thing is. Even if it's a month, even if it's 2 months, even if it's, a couple weeks, even if it's a day, whatever. I mean, even if there's any type of time skip, I just don't want her back in episode one because it really ruins the emotional context, the emotional tension that we were given when she had to make the choice and when she left. I mean, think about it. Would you really care if Serena left at the end of the episode if we knew that she was coming back this first episode? There would be no moral or emotional tension left, and it's just really, really bad uh, writing. I mean, it's just like basically, like we just did this to troll you guys, and I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea at all. Because if she comes back the first episode and they were just trolling us the whole time, that means more shipping and other things about Serena could have just been a big troll. So don't get me wrong, I want to see her back, but I don't want to see them ruin their own story and ruin their own emotional tension and our emotional tension of wanting her to come back because they're gonna just give us what we want episode one. I mean, eventually I feel like they're going to give us more Serena, and honestly, it's going to be based on what I said earlier, the fact that more shipping is so popular now. I mean, you can literally go and type a Ash kisses Serena, Serena kisses Ash, Amor shipping, and on Google and go to news, and it's one of the biggest things that's talked about in Pokemon, other than obviously the Sun and Moon game that's coming out in 4 days or later, depending on where you live. Sorry, Europe, but yeah, I mean it's really one of the biggest things that's talked about. I mean, Kotaku's talked about it and other big gaming sites, and they're wondering what's going to happen next. So I mean, it's not like it's just something that the fans are thinking about. It's gaming sites are talking about it, news sites are talking about it. I mean, this has got to be big for Pokemon, realizing how positive that the Kiss was for the show. And I don't think that they're just going to end it right there because they want to keep that positivity up. I mean, yeah, the anime isn't their biggest selling point, which, by the way, guys, you guys gotta stop using that argument. That's another thing that I need to talk about is, yes, the anime is important, but there's someone was mentioning something about the stocks will go down and they'll cancel the anime because if Serena leaves. That's not true. I mean, the anime has slowly been decreasing in popularity ever since Advanced Generation. It's not their main selling point. Their main selling point is games and merchandise. The anime is up there, but one character, I'm sorry, is not going to completely ruin the anime. I will say Serena's up there with the Brock in popularity right now because of all this hype around the end of X, Y, and Z, and so I wouldn't put it past them to have her return if the popularity just drops so dramatically because of the events of what happened. But I wouldn't say that they're going to cancel the anime because of it. I mean, there's just no way. There's things that are way more popular that they care about than just the anime. But I'm not saying that they don't care about the anime, if that's what you guys are going to think after this. It's just one of those complex matters where it's not going to be canceled if Serena doesn't show up, but their popularity will decrease quite a bit just because of how things went over with that episode. Like I said, it's been on. You can look up news articles about it. You can look up gaming site articles about it. I mean, obviously they gotta know what they did was very popular among fans of the series and Amore shipping, because I've seen posts by people who are not even Amore shippers who are surprised that after 19 years this actually happened and they want to see more. Yeah, seriously, I saw some posts of non-Amore shippers saying that this is one of the things that has made them the happiest since they started watching Pokemon again, because it's something that they've been waiting for 19 years. And yes, they're disappointed it didn't happen with Misty or May, but they're happy to see this and they would continue watching if things like this continue to happen. And see, that's the thing. I feel like that's enough right there to make Serena popular enough that they would continue to use her if they find out that Sun and Moon's antics are not working. But at the same time, I don't want to sit here and say that it's not like that's Serena from the get-go. It's probably not. It's probably some random girl, or it's someone who, is part of Lana's family. I hate to say it because it does really look like Serena, and that's kind of bogus that they're kind of teasing us with someone who already looks like Serena off the bat. Unless it is, like I said, a flashback, but I guess we won't know till Thursday. But like I said, usually in flashbacks they have the voice actor say something, and so she would have been on the list of people who are in the episode. But at the same time, I can see why that would be a problem because people would think that Serena's back from the get go, and once they realized it was just a flashback, they would be upset or annoyed. Anyways, that's all that I wanted to talk about with that. But the other thing that I need to talk about, because people insist ever since I made that one video, that Aya Matsui is the lead writer of Pokemon now, Sun and Moon, and most people who have been around the Pokemon franchise know that she's, well, actually, if you've been around anime in general, she's kind of what most people would call a troll writer. She's done some things that are a little bit worse than what Mode has done to us lately. But here's the thing, guys. She is not the lead writer. She's not. You can go look it up on Anime News Network. She is not the lead writer. There's no such thing as a lead writer in the case of Pokemon, at least as far as I know. They literally have a team of writers who do episodes all together when they're asked to do it, and that's it. So, here's the thing. When I said that she had a role that was higher than normal, I wasn't talking about her being a lead writer or a lead person of Pokemon. I was talking about her being a series composition writer. Now, what that means is, like I said in the previous video, she literally gets. Okay, so what happens is the director decides what the anime is going to be about, what's going to happen throughout the entire anime, and then she gets it and she decides what the order is going to be in and what it's going to be about. The director is the one who does all the work. He's literally the one with the vision of the story. So he's the one who says, okay, at the end of 3 years, Serena and Ash are going to get married, for example. That's the end goal of the anime of Sun and Moon. The series composition person is the person who decides how we get to that end. They go, okay, episode 1, we're going to introduce the new characters, and it's going to be a fun and light episode. And then, episode 321 is going to be a serious episode in which Lily finds out her mother is an Ultra Beast or something. And then 355 is the episode where Serena returns. That's the kind of job she has. She describes how we get there and what the tone is going to be for each episode. She does not get to decide what everyone's going to write about. She does not control that. That's not what she does. And people who think that there's lead writers, there might be people who are lead writers, like in the sense of that they write the more episodes and they write better episodes, but they're not like in any higher position than anyone else. So that's that for there. But anyways, so she decides the order in which the episodes happen. So let's say, like the Serena Returns episode that I was just talking about. She gives that to another writer, and the writer writes what the episode's going to be about based on the information that she's given him. So like the serious tone, or the fun tone, or the whatever tone that she decided on. Then that person writes the story of that episode, and then they give it to the storyboard writer who decides what characters and how they're going to be in there. And then the animators draw it, and then we get to where we are now with full episodes, whatever. But in no way is she controlling what comes out of the anime. The anime is controlled by the director. And like I said before, the director is not really someone that I would think of. I mean, yes, he did write some episodes, but they weren't very Amore driven episodes. He did write the episode of Serena's debut, which is episode XY60, which is also the episode that Ash gave her the ribbon when she changed appearances. So I mean, that's like pretty much the only Amore related episode that he did. Except I think he did the storyboard for XYZ28 or something. But like he didn't write many episodes, and he didn't like do very many Amore related stuff. So like that's not like a big deal because there are still a lot of other Amore writers on there. But like it's significant to know that he is part of the team that was part of the Amore related stuff. He did do a little bit of Amore related stuff, and he's going to be the one deciding what the story is. So I feel like Serena could possibly come back if he realizes that things are not going to go as well as we are not we, but they hoped. Or he might just have a plan for Serena to come back in the first place because, he was part of that team. He knows what the people want. And like I said before, it's pretty much national news, at least here in the United States. I haven't looked at other places in the world. yet for news, but it's hitting pretty hard here, and we haven't even got the English version of the episode yet. So, anyways, I want to know what you guys think. But as always, would you mind if Serena came back at episode 1? Like, would that ruin the emotional tension for you guys, or are you guys okay with that? Or do you guys even think, or do you think that I'm just kind of like talking out of my butt and I should just be quiet? Because, like, even with a time skip, it's alright. You'd be okay with it, with her coming back episode 1. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. As always, I like hearing what you have to say. Good night.